top of it, I want to talk about family and why I believe that the decline of the strong family unit, which has been going on for decades now, was done intentionally. And I believe that it's obvious to see if you just pay attention to history and how things used to be versus how they are now. It's quite obvious. You see, just think back in the day, man. Think of your grandparents, their great grandparents, and how common it is. Not saying everybody, but for the most part, many families consisted of a household of anywhere from 6 to 12 people or more, right? A man and a woman got together and they just started having babies, man. They just didn't even keep track. Just, hey, you want another one? Let's go. Life was good, man. You know, it was the classic family structure where the woman was in the house taking care of the kids, taking care of all the household duties, and the man went out to work, earned his keep, and was able to provide for his family. And it worked beautifully. And that was just the classic family structure. Everybody was happy, everybody was well fed and taken care of. You might not have been the best, the most rich, but everybody was in good condition, man. And you know, there was quality family time, and everybody was tended to, right? Whereas now today, fast forward, man, and it just seems like if you even have one kid or two, man, congratulations, you're doing it. I know so many people that don't have any, and it's just normal. Do you have kids? That's almost like a taboo thing now. If you ask an adult nowadays, you got kids? And if you do, it's like, oh man, you're responsible. You out here doing it. You know, it's that kind of feeling. And me, I don't have any. But I can't even lie to you. I would like to have a couple. I think every person deep down would like to spread their seed or, have some offspring and have some sort of legacy and being able to spread their wisdom upon them and bring good people to this earth. But just the way the world is set up, it just seems like the stars have to align and things got to be perfect for that to happen. You got to find the perfect partner, or if I'm a man, I got to find the perfect woman. I got to find the right income streams. You got to be able to have a nice place that you live, preferably, because you don't really want to raise them in an apartment. Even though that'll do if you have one, maybe two, but you don't really want to have 3 or 4 kids in an apartment. So if you want to have a big family, you got to have a house. That's really hard if, it's just one income. Unless you're balling, you're rich. If you're rich, then a lot of these possibilities are open. It's like Disneyland if you're rich. You do what you want. But most people aren't like that. The middle class is gone. If it ain't gone, it's on its way out. And to really be able to afford a house, both parents got to be working, most likely, unless, like I said, you're rich. So, like I said, if you want a family nowadays, you're most likely going to be in an apartment. And that caps you out at maybe 2 kids at the most for a while until you can really stack some bread up and get yourself a decent house. Maybe you can rent a house. Maybe that'll work. Because, these corporations own all the homes. You see what I'm saying? And so the whole idea of a big, strong family where your kids in the future will be able to take care of you is just, man, it's so far-fetched to where you really most people now will cap out at about 2 kids. And not too long ago, man, they did mention how they wanted, I think the average of families to be at 2.2 kids, right? To keep the population stable. And it's pretty much working. And not to mention, man, this was an agenda, man. If you talk to your OGs, they'll tell you about how they wanted to control the population, right? As I mentioned, the 2.2 kids, right? How can you have 0.2 kids? You know, it's the average. But they couldn't control it back then, right? They couldn't control the amount of kids you have, right? People were just still breeding and having a good old time. So what could they possibly do to slow down the population growth? Well, as you can see today, the rainbow LGB to the Q agenda, man. Yes, that one would work wonders. Because if everybody's, like that, they don't want to have kids. They can't have kids. When it's, you know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing with that. And so, as you can see today, look around, it's like almost popular to be on the fruity tooty rooty side of things. And when that's the case, man, if everybody's thinking that that's cool, then that's genius. That's a genius way to slow down population and to keep families to a minimum. Okay? You got women and men having to work. You have to work, both of y'all. Both of y'all got to work. Okay? And if both of y'all have to work, nobody has time to be at home watching the kids and instilling their values and principles into the kids. And so on top of that, when men and women work, that enables us to rise the level of price of houses while keeping the pay for each other at a smaller pace than the pace that things are going to go, the price of things that are going to go up. It's not going to keep up. And then you have this perfect storm of everything just being out of reach. And then you have what we have in today in 2025, man. Nobody wants to have kids. Everybody is waiting for the perfect moment. You got birth control is in supply. You got everybody's using condoms, which is cool. Get your protection on. STDs are crazy. And that's another agenda that I believe was man-made, but that's another subject. And it's just a perfect storm for population to slow down, family structures on the decrease. Everybody's in an apartment. Some of y'all got a roommate, and everybody's separated. We live by a bunch of strangers, and the family unit, that familiarity, right? Familiar. It's gone. Everybody got to move. Everybody's gone from, living near their cousins and aunties and uncles and grandparents. It's rare, man. I still have family, though. It's on my stepdad's side, but I consider them family out in Alabama, and even some on my real dad's side in Louisiana. And it seems like those southern states still have that family core structure where everybody still lives pretty close to each other and is still very connected. But the newer age minded people tend to want to move and branch out, go into the big cities for the opportunities to make money and chase their dreams and everything. But when you get out here in these big cities and you chase these dreams, man, you can lose touch with reality and the core principle of life, which is the fact that family is so crucial to a happy life. It is. Man, I've been out here just getting it, hustling and bustling, trying to make my dreams come true. And, I miss my family. I got a lot of family, like I said, back in Alabama. And, I miss my family so much. And I'm even a little bit sick of the city hustle and bustle that I sometimes think of, just leaving all this behind and going back home. Going back to, even if it means a slower paced life, I might be able to actually find a better woman out there in Alabama, in a slower city, more quality woman that's not so, you know, programmed by the hive mind and the social media programming. And, I could actually start a family and live life the real way instead of trying to chase this fantasy and doing all this dating and trying to like try different women out. And it's just nothing's really working. You get what I'm saying? Although I do believe that it's possible if I can just strike gold and give me a nice situation, which is just very far fetched. But I'm still giving it a good shot. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know about you guys, man. What are your goals with family? What are you guys looking forward to? What is your long-term intention? Do you guys even want a family? Do you even want to settle down, as they say? I feel like everybody's just chasing, but there's no real, just let me just chill and get out the game and live a happy, peaceful, regular life. I'm curious, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what your intentions are, because from the people that I meet, it just seems like most people live as if they're going to be 25 years old forever, and they're just always going to have options, and it's just party all the time and fun, nonstop fun. But nobody's really considering what happens when you get old. What happens when you get 40 to 50, 60? What are you going to do then when you can't maintain yourself as much? You need someone to care for you. Someone needs to help look after you. You need somebody to lean on and back up. And you don't have any kids. You don't even have a wife or a husband. You have nobody but maybe some friends who also, I guess, are in the same situation. And now all of y'all are just old and you're just buddies, and y'all don't want to take care of each other like that. Not to that extent. I know I wouldn't. That's what a family's for. To have that intimate care and taking care of each other to that extent. So that's why I'm like, at this stage in life, I'm really thinking about that. Even though it's not like I need it right now, but I'm still mindful about it because I'm future oriented, and you have to prepare out here. So, let me know what you guys think. What's your plans and intentions with regards to this? And yeah, leave a like, man, if you mess with the video, and subscribe, man. I got more stuff on the way. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace.